everybody. Today we're going to milk Rose for the first time. It's going to be her first time. It's my first milking of the year, so it's probably going to be interesting. But one thing before I get going, I want to show you some Alice, the one we thought was going to be due this time last week. She's getting really close, like probably within the next 24 hours, 36 hours. So I'm going to climb in with her, and I'm going to take the camera with me, and we'll see if she'll let me kind of point some stuff out for people to watch for, make sure, see if your goat's getting ready to go into labor.
Okay, so we've got Alice here, and she's obviously still really wide. If you read any goat books, they'll tell you to check the ligaments on either side of the tail head, or the base of the tail, I guess. And what they're talking about is right in here. If she's not close, this is going to be real solid. But right now, I can take my fingers and I can go way down in there and almost grab around the whole base of the tail. And that just means that everything's getting loose and kind of falling into place. You can see how easy her tail wiggles. And you can also look at her bag. Her bag is starting to fill out, starting to push out more behind her. This will be her second kidding this time, so it's going to be a little more pronounced. But you can kind of look, if she'll let us. So her teeth are starting to fill out a little bit more. They're kind of starting to point sideways a little bit. That's how she is when she gets good and full. Her teeth kind of go off to the side. So anyway, she's getting really close. Hopefully today or tonight she'll have her kids. It's a real nice sunny day today, so it's supposed to get warm. Hopefully she can do this today. Here's the update on what we got done last night in the dark. We don't have electricity in the barn, so we were working by cell phone flashlights. We got all this gravel spread out, got all the boards moved, and then spread the gravel out. We got Rose over here with her little ones. What we're wanting to do is make this into two separate stalls, kind of like what we have on the other side of the barn. That way we have plenty of room. Right now we're kind of, you can see over here with Alice and the sheep, we're kind of sharing a stall space here, and it's kind of cramping them up. Alice, when she goes into labor, she gets up and down quite a bit, so we want to make sure she's got enough room. So anyway, so that's what we're going to work on probably later today, is make this into the two separate stalls. But for right now, we're going to go ahead and get Rose out and get her milked.
One thing that a lot of people kind of concern themselves with that I haven't found to be an issue is worrying about the feed ration ratio when they're in their milking stock. What I have found is I'm not trying to go for championship milk lines, anything like that. I'm just doing this to provide milk for the family. So I'm not necessarily concerned with weighing out how much feed I give the goat while milking. I'm not as concerned with the percentages of the stuff that's in the feed. That said, what I do is I just buy like the basic store brand goat feed. It's a textured feed, and that's what, when I bought these goats from the other farm, that's what she was feeding hers. So I just brought that with me, and I give 2 of these scoops a day for a feed milking. Fill this up twice, and it's a pink mixing cup. It says it's 24 ounces, so I'm not sure how much. I'm not even sure what the weight is. But I'll put 2 of these in a feed pan, hanging feeder for her while I'm milking. And if she eats all of it while I'm milking and I'm still milking, then I'll throw more in there. But when I get done milking, depending on how much there is, I may just pull it away from her and put it back in the bag. So now we'll get the stand ready and get her pulled out of her pen and bring her over to the stand. haven't got her trained on the stand very well yet. But so once she figures it out, she'll get right in there. Open the gate, she'll run right up on it. So do that. That's going to hold her head still for a little bit. Kind of want to get some of this stuff off, some of this hay and dirt. I usually have got a brush, and again, this is my first milking of the year, so I'm not really prepared. And it looks like they're doing a good job of keeping her drink down, cleaned out on her milk supply. So hopefully that'll speed up her production. But these are just little they're called teat wipes, I guess, or they're from Milk Check. You can buy a big bucket of them, and I just pull a couple out. Wipe off the goat's udder every time. You want to get it good and clean, because again, this is where the family milk is coming from. So get all this good and cleaned up, and all right. So hopefully she cooperates for us. So when you first start, you want to strip out just a little bit of what's in there, because it may have dirt up in the teat. It may have a little bit of bacteria. So I just squirt it out. She's going to be interesting, I think, to milk. So now if she doesn't keep her feet still, we're going to have to put the hobble on her and hold her feet still. But we'll try her here and see if we can get her milked out. She's probably not going to have a whole lot of milk right now. She's got twins on her, so they're draining a lot of it. But, and like this teat here is really swelled up, so you can tell they're favoring her right teat. This one's swelled up real good. So if you don't get this stuff milked out, and if they don't keep up with production, then she'll end up getting mastitis, which is not a good thing at all. It's hard to work with. So when you're milking, I've got my thumb and forefinger at the top, and what you're wanting to do is kind of pinch off the teat, and you can watch it'll kind of points out. Once you do that, a little bit will come out, and then you're just kind of squeezing all the way down. You don't want to strip it down. You don't want to pinch it and pull it down. That'll damage the teat. And typically I keep a hand on the bucket while I'm doing this in case they try to step or kick. I don't want to lose any milk. But she's already starting to hold back on me. So I'm gonna get her dry here, milk her dry real quick, and then we'll see if she's down on this other side now. And she'll figure this out. The more we do it every day, she'll figure out that this is an okay thing. It's not hurting her little ones at all. They're just concerned if you're taking milk that their little ones aren't getting milk. So she'll let down a little better the days to come. So you kind of jostle the bag around, her bag or udder around a little bit, kind of get that milk to come down. So we might get a small glass full today. Might be all we get out of her. Get this stuff worked down a little bit. And we're considering taking the little doelings and making them bottle babies, and that'll help her out, her milk production out a lot. It'll also make the does really personable, I guess. I'm not sure that Rose here was a bottle baby. When we go out in the field to get her, or we come in the barn to get her, she acts real skittish. So with a bottle baby. They're just big puppy dogs, big Latin dogs is about all they turn into. But they're calm and they're fine around people and all that. So we're thinking about doing that with the little ones. The only problem with doing that is that we would have to milk her twice a day, being that my wife and I work full time. It's going to be tough to commit to. Might have to talk our mother and father-in-law and my mother and father-in-law into helping out, trying to learn how to milk. So we'll let her get finished up on the grain. I'm gonna let her have all of it today. Kind of reward her for getting up here and giving me some milk. Once we get that, we might try to get Kago and his mother and get them out in the pasture and let him get some sunshine on him.
These are the real stars of the show. We gotta see babies. We haven't figured out names yet, of course, but this one's definitely got the pretty markings. She's even got a little goatee.
Goatee.
Whoa. There's this one. Here's another darling. Ooh. Oh, it's spicy.
This one's jet black.
Yep, there's not a stitch of white on this one.
Pretty little thing.
Oh, she burped. Beast. Come here.
Alright, can you bring Kago?
Yeah, sure. You're gonna lose that Are you ready? Did she fit in there?
Yeah, I think so. She squeezes. Come on, sister.
Oh, I want to hold it. Oh, I can't.
So the ram is apparently it's breeding season. Whoever thought that should be a thing for spraying the rams. But we're going to try to get the ram and get him across the road to my in-laws' pasture. Put him over with Belle and Taco and let him hang out over there for a while to calm himself. So we're going to see if we can grab a hold of him. I don't think we're going to be able to. So you can see over here, Cedral has found an old lasso in the barn. And we're going to try to lasso. Well, she's going to try to lasso. I'm going to video it. Now, if she does get him, we got to... Golly. Up against the barn, see if he'll run that way. Of course, Daisy wants to help. Golly.
I'm bound to determine.
Well, one thing is he's not worried about breeding right now. Oh, knocking the lamb over, knocking the little Kago.
Try to plan B. Food.
Yeah.
Where's Taco Willa?
And there they go. Who is on my leg? Oh, hiya. There they come.
he go in?
Yeah, he's in.
Oh gosh, don't ram me.
All right.
Let's get it straight up. Easy, don't kill me. How did Jim grab it? Oh, okay, we're back. We have to grab it.
I might have. Kidding me? Let's do it.
You can grab it, I got a hooker. Yo, man. Oh. Yeah, he's totally fine.
What is that, man?
Oh, so close. Okay, all right, okay. Oh, thank you. Okay. All right. Ready?
Boy, once he starts walking, it'll be nice. Now, do you really think we ought to do this thing? Because they're sheep. They want to be with a flock. Do you think it's best to do this?